Guess who's back for the end of day 24? What's up, whoever's watching this? So what we're going to do is I'm going to go through the headlines of what I did today. I'm going to show you the first test of the new functionality, which will serve as a demo because I haven't actually tested yet because I just fixed a bug right now that might have broken everything. So we'll find out. Then I'm going to tell you what I did today in detail and why I think this end of thought or end of turn methodology is actually the best one out there over and above training a model to do this, like LiveKit has done. And then I'll tell you the next steps for this particular bot. Okay, so today I got the advanced end of turn detection done with the Flowbot. I got RTVI working again so that the bot can now once again communicate with the widget so it can navigate around the website. I added back the speech to text mute filter with a brand new setting, and this one is good. I'll demonstrate that in the demo actually. So now you can make noise at the beginning of the call and that doesn't stop the bot from speaking anymore, thanks to an update from Mark Daily that he just did today. Also did some prompt engineering to improve the behavior of the Flowbot, and I also did some prompt engineering on the classification bot to improve the endpointing by customizing it for this particular use case. And that's the secret sauce right there. That makes a big difference. So yeah, let's do a demo or test. Okay, so whether or not this test is successful or not, I'm pretty sure that I can get this working very well based on my experience today. But let's see where we are.
Hi there, I'm Marissa.
Can't interrupt
We record
it.
our calls
You
for
can't stop
quality
it
assurance
speaking.
and training. Is that okay with you?
I guess I'll say that's fine. Yes.
Thank you very much. May I know your name, please?
My name is the artist formerly known as The Real Hello?
May I know your name, please?
My name is the artist formerly known as The Real Slim Shady.
Thank you, Slim. Could you tell me if you're interested in technical consultancy or voice agent development?
I'm interested in voice development.
Great choice. So, Slim, what tasks or interactions are you hoping your voice AI agent will handle?
Well, why don't you tell me what you can do?
We can assist with customer service, lead qualification, or appointment scheduling, to name a few. Does any of those sound similar to what you're looking for? If not, let me know what
I'd
you had
like
in mind.
customer service.
Okay, I understand. And have you thought about what timeline you're looking to get this project completed in, Slim?
Well, not really.
Just to get a rough estimate, are you thinking weeks, months, or quarters?
Maybe like 2 weeks.
Got it. May I know what budget you've allocated for this project, Slim?
Haven't really thought about that.
Could you give me a rough budget range, such as under £1,000, £1,000 to £5,000, or over £5,000?
Let's say around 2.5k.
Thank you. And finally, Slim, how would you rate the quality of our interaction so far in terms of speed, accuracy, and helpfulness?
Do you know what? I'm quite impressed.
I've navigated you to our discovery call booking page where you can schedule a free discovery call to discuss your requirements in more detail. Thank you for your time, Slim. Have a wonderful rest of your day.
Okay.
Hi there, I'm Marissa. We record our calls for quality assurance and training. Is that okay with you?
Definitely.
Thank you very much. May I?
See, that's the sort of thing where you'd have to be able to detect the tone. It'd have to be able to process audio tokens as well, but that might be possible actually with Gemini 2.0. That's something to look into next time. Because I was going to say definitely not, right? So, yeah. It's probably expecting too much of it at this stage. I mean, I think that'll do for the demo. But let's just run through what I did today to get this working. Okay, so to get end of turn detection working on the Flowbot, it was surprisingly easy. Essentially, all I had to do was make sure that there was a dummy system instruction in the main conversation LLM to stop throwing an error, and then like it literally started talking to me. I thought this was going to take ages. I thought that I would have to deal with some kind of translation of the Google format into some format that the Flow Manager could handle, but no, it just works. Brilliant stuff from the daily team with this whole Pipecat situation. And RTVI to get that working, I believe I just added it back to the pipeline right there at the top. And that way the bot can communicate once again with the front end. So that situation also where I was humming at the beginning of the call, that used to, in the STTMuteFilter, with first speech enabled, stop the bot speaking. But just today, literally today at 5:21, Mark the Machine at Daily contributed this new thing, which actually took me a moment to realize how this was different to the first speech thing. It starts muted and remains muted until the first bot speech completes. I thought I was going to have to fix that myself, but they obviously noticed that themselves and fixed that. So that's pretty awesome. And by the way, just shout out to Mark. Like, check this out. This is his commit history. Isn't that crazy? Pretty crazy. So yeah, then I did some prompt engineering. So that would be in here. This was just to make some behavior a little bit better with respect to when I was responding with technical, it would assume I meant technical consultancy. And if I said voice AI or voice, it would assume I meant voice AI development. So I had to explain to the actual LLM that these fragments are ambiguous. That was the main thing I corrected there. And there's just a few other things. And then also I did some prompt engineering on the actual smart endpointing. And this might be worth doing an external diff to explain clearly. So first off, rather than using the format that it receives from Google, it's actually able to reason effectively over what the assistant has said and what it hasn't. So main thing was converting the format to just like what can the assistant say and what are the possible responses and what outputs should you give in those scenarios. And these are all tailored specifically for the example and the scenario in the bot, and that's what makes it so effective. And like I could still make this better. And also, I mean, it does mean there's more prompt engineering, but much of this I believe can be automated with agents and agentic workflows. So I really think this is probably a good way of doing it, because I don't think you can train a model to, for example, understand that I'm interested in technical. I haven't finished speaking yet, because it doesn't know the context of what the answer to be expected is, like the set of possible answers, which you can explain to the bot in this kind of thing. And then if you have a bot that understands audio as well, you can explain what sort of paralinguistic information it should also use to decide whether or not the person has finished speaking. So that's something to look into with Gemini 2.0, because it does actually process audio tokens, and I have signed up for it. I've given it my billing information, so it should stop bothering me about quotas, but you saw in the demo it still does that, so I'll have to figure that out. So that's all pushed now to the main branch of my project, and you can find that on my GitHub if you want to look through the code. Next steps are going to be deployment. I'm going to be focused on that actually. I actually have to polish up everything first and make sure it's working perfectly. But then the main thing is deployment. I have to figure out how to do call recordings, which I believe just means I have to sign up with Daily and have them securely hosting that. And then I have to sort out the end of call report. The end of call report might be more complicated than I thought, because when you transition node to node, you lose the context. So I'm probably going to have a processor somewhere in the pipeline that logs the entire transcript history somewhere and formats it in a particular way. And then I'll have that ready then at the end of the call to be reasoned over to produce an end of call report, which is essentially going to be something which takes that unstructured output, which has everything that happened on the call, and structures it in some particular way. And then I will send that to have it a configurable API endpoint, which will be a Google Apps script, which can then process it, send me an email, and add it to a Google Sheet, which is just the previous workflow. I can probably look at improving that further down the line. And yeah, those are the outstanding steps. That's all for today. Cheerio.